Hi, this is Katie Weeks, your independent, close to my heart maker, and today I'm here to share with you the Stamp of the Month card kits that I put together for people who place $50 orders on my website and then added on the free Stamp of the Month. And this month's Stamp of the Month is called Little Stinkers, and I'm going to show you how I assembled my cards. So as you are watching the first couple steps of this assembly, I wanted to give a shout out to Kendra's Card Challenge. This was a group that I found on Facebook, and I'm doing the April 1st through June 30th sketches. So this is Kendra's Card Challenge number 10, and these are the first 3 cards in her challenge. So I'm taking that little strip of paper and I actually turned it on the back so that the stripes wouldn't mess with me. And I put a slit up the middle for each one and then came in from the corners to the slit and cut my little dovetails for each end. And now I'm going to be taking one of my little skunks, and this is the one with 2 flowers and some leaves going across its head, and I'm inking it up very well with my intense black ink. And I actually stamped it off on scrap paper first just to make sure I had it stamping good. And then across my little banner strip, I'm going to stamp Stinkin' Cute. We have just a couple of really skinny sentiments, and that was one of them, and I thought it would be cute on this one. So I'm letting that black ink kind of soak into that white daisy cardstock that you see still up there. Sometimes if that black ink can soak in, it's just a little better. So I'm going to glue this down to that scalloped circle and layer that together. And then I'm going to take some of my Spectrum Noir TriBlend markers. I'm actually going to use 3. The Dull Green blend, the Bright Pink blend, and the Pale Pink shades. And I'm going to color my flowers and my leaves, and that just takes a quick little second. And then I'm going to put this on the front of my card, and then I'm going to use that little sentiment strip to lay across the front, and I'm going to make it look almost like the skunk is standing on my sentiment strip, and you'll see that here in just a minute. So everyone who places that $50 order with me and then adds on the Stamp of the Month will get 3 card kits that are pre-cut, and this is the first of those 3 cards. And I'm going to add some glitter gems to the front of that card. I'm going to put it at each end of the sentiment, and then I'm just going to add one more up in the center of a flower almost, so it looks like it's the center of the flower that's going off the edge of the paper. So there's the first card already done. Isn't that cute? Stinking cute. Yes, it is. And then we're moving on to the second card. So the second card, you'll notice the one strip is way too long to fit inside my envelope. And that's kind of so that you can do a special layering. So we're going to layer this across that black panel, and then I'm going to do it kind of at an angle across my card. And there's really no right or wrong. You just need to be able to make sure it fits on your card. I went up just a little over a ½ inch from the bottom and then about a ½ inch down from the top, approximately, not exactly. And then I'm just turning it over and trimming off the excess. It's such a quick little cute element to add to the front of the card. And then I'm going to stamp my little skunk on the front of this tag. So I think I actually want to layer this on the front, and I want this guy to stand on that little stump. It's so cute, and I can't resist using it. So I'm going to stamp that in saddle. You can use any brown that you have in your stash. It really does not matter. And then I'm going to stamp the plain little skunk. I don't know how to describe him other than he doesn't have any flowers on his head or anything, and it looks like the one that's standing up without the flowers on his head. So, and he's facing off to the side. So I'm going to stand him on the stump, and if you have an area that's not quite shaded enough for you, even after you use your intense black ink, you can use one of your black markers to color it in. I purposefully did not stamp these on camera with my mini Misty to show you that that's the best tip I can give you. If you don't get a solid black stamped image, then just shade it in with a black marker. And then I'm going to layer it on the black cardstock that fits behind it and trim off the excess so that I have a perfect border for a tag. And then I took my hole punch that I had here in my craft room and just punched that hole all the way through both tags. And then I tied on some embellishing thread that I have, and I tied it. I sent 2 pieces of this in your little kit for this particular card. One just to hang off the tag, and the other one is to tie a little bow on the front. And that always takes me a minute to fiddle with it, but it's just a cute way that you can style the little front of your tag. And then I trimmed off all the excess so that I could just have that looking cute on the front of my card. And I think I still need to shade in the little leaves that are hanging out from behind that stump, and I just used the lightest from my Dull Green Blend marker, and then I went up the center of that stem with the mid tone of that TriBlend marker. And then I'm going to stick this on the front of my card and stamp the sentiment. So you can use whatever sentiments for these cards that you want, but I have some friends who are retiring, and I thought this one would be really cute if it just says, "I stink at goodbyes." And then inside I can congratulate them on their retirement. And I'm going to add some bitty sparkles to the front of this card to finish it off. And there we go. We have card number 2 finished already. These are pretty quick cards to assemble. And I think you could probably assemble all 3 of them in less than a half hour easily, since everything is pre-cut and ready to go. Isn't it great to get a brand new stamp set and have 3 cards with a video and inspiration all ready to go? It's just the greatest thing. So we are ready for the 3rd card, and this one is just stinking adorable too. So I think you'll like it. So I'm going to take that black piece of cardstock and layer it on the left side with an equal border around the top left and bottom of the card. And then I'm going to take these 2 little pieces, and they kind of mimic a whole panel, only I'm not doing a whole panel, and I'm just putting them a smidge up from the bottom and then even from the left and the right. And then I'm going to take this flower print, and I'm going to cover up where they come together, and that's what makes it look like there's a whole panel there. Isn't that a great way to trick the eye, even with small scraps of paper? And then I'm going to go in with a white gel pen and just draw an extra line down the side. So you can do this with whatever marker you want. If you have some metallic markers that are silver or gold, that would be pretty too. I love the white gel pens. It just gives some extra visual interest. But I love to doodle on my cards, and I couldn't resist doodling little lines on this particular card. So the next thing, I have a tag, and I trimmed this one down just a smidge to fit on this panel that was the floral panel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this little skunk who has all the flowers in front of him. And I'm gonna let that sit there and just seep into the cardstock just a little bit while I work on a couple of other things. So I'm sorry you can see my card blowing around there. It is in the 90s today and very hot. I had to have my ceiling fan on while I was working in my craft room today. So I came in with that little dragonfly, and I stamped it up in the top right corner in ballerina, and then I'm putting a sentiment in the bottom right, and this one says, "I smell a birthday." And that's why I had to do one of the skunks with lots of flowers around him or her. So again, I had some spots, I was going fast and they didn't stamp super good, so I just took my black journaling pen and filled them in. It's the best trick ever, I swear. And now I'm going to lift off that stamp, and it did stamp quite well for me. And I'm going to take some more of that embellishing thread, and I'm going to tie it up on the top of my tag, actually the side of my tag, because this one goes sideways. And then I'm going to come in with a couple of shimmer brushes. So I love shimmer brushes. I'm going to lay that on the front of my card. And I'm going to grab my Bashful Shimmer Brush, which seems to be making a mess tonight. I don't know what that's all about. And I'm going to make a little puddle on my scrap piece of paper, and then I'm going to go over the dragonfly because I think they look magical when they are in shimmer brush. And then I'm going to do some of the flowers and then the center of the other flowers. And then I'm going to come back in with my Flamingo shimmer brush and go back to the center of the Bashful flowers with the Flamingo shimmer brush, and then I will do the Flamingo shimmer brush for the petals for all of the other flowers. And that gives me a nice little garden of flowers in front of my skunk. It gives a lot of shimmer and shine along with that dragonfly, and I think it really makes the dragonfly's sparkle show up even more because it's in another spot on the card and you really notice it. And then I'm going to come in with one of those darling, beautiful friendship bows. I have hoarded these for so long, and now I'm starting to put them in some card kits when they fit in nicely. So I took the Bashful color of bow and put that up in my little skunk's hair at the top, and there we go, card 3, fast as can be. So I hope you have enjoyed these 3 cards. They were fun ones to put together, and it's been quite a month for us here at our house. We've had a lot going on, so I'm sorry I didn't get these up a little sooner, but I hope you enjoyed them. If you like these cards, please give me a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a sweet comment below. Share this video with your crafty friends. Turn on the bell and get subscribed to my channel if you haven't already done that. And have a great day.